Also happening today, it's a World Ocean Day, a crucial day by raising awareness about protecting our waters and how we can take action to conserve our ocean for future generations. Joining us now live from Malama, Mauna Lua, Doug Harper, he's Executive Director, and Alex Awo, he's Director of Habitat Restoration Programs. Okay, so question, what is the significance of today? And I know this, that we're all in ocean colors.
We've got the theme.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so World Oceans Day was created about 30 years ago, and the reason was there was a belief that people weren't taking stock both of the health of the ocean and how important it was in our lives. And I think that's something that's really important to do here in Hawaii.
Yeah, especially
because it's such an important part of our lives, and our quality of life is very much interwoven into the health of the oceans.
Exactly. So Alex, how can we, you're in charge of like rehabilitation, so how can we take care of our oceans?
We can do many things, both big and small. One of the key things that we encourage our communities to do is to get out into those communities and to volunteer, to give back in any way that you can, and to think about some of the choices and decisions that you may make on a daily basis that may make a bigger impact later on down the line.
Okay, like what type of choices?
For our oceans, you can volunteer with all different types of agencies within your communities that are doing all different types of restoration works here in Hawaii, from the mountains through the sea, because a lot of what we do on land actually affects what happens in our waters across the state.
Okay, so what kind of advice would you give people so that we could all take care of our aina? You said like taking care of the aina and then goes into the ocean, so et cetera. So what advice are you giving to our residents?
Yeah, so like when people are at the ocean, obviously picking up your trash, don't step on the coral. There's a lot of things like that that I think are generally well known, but what a lot of people don't realize, like what Alex was just hitting on, is green infrastructure, which is rain barrels, rain gardens, are things people can implement at home. That helps reduce runoff, reduce some of the pollution that gets down in the state. And then even when you go up into the reforested areas, a lot of people wouldn't think about why that would be an impact. But like we work with groups like Aloha Tree Alliance, Protect and Preserve Hawaii. This is actually a Protect and Preserve Hawaii shirt. They do native reforestation, and that helps reduce sedimentation and runoff from reaching the ocean.
Okay, so what can people do? I love this picture. You're all at the ocean. So what can all of us do to help raise awareness? Not only obviously you are, but then what can all of us in our community do to continue this effort? Well,
I think a lot of it is today really taking stock, seeing how you impact the ocean, seeing ways that you can minimize that impact, but also telling people. Not everyone thinks about this, certainly not as often as we do.
Sure.
But it's an important thing to share the message, let other people understand how important this issue is and how critical the health of the oceans is to our own health.
So how can we continue protecting the ocean when we go into the ocean? Is there something that people can do when they're going into the waters?
I think one thing that was, like what I mentioned earlier, is like don't minimize your impact in terms of like hitting coral. Obviously, there's the rules of staying away from sea turtles, monk seals, because that impacts their natural behavior. Picking up your trash. There's just lots of different ways that people, when they're just going down to the beach today or going surfing, can impact that.
What is the Hookie program?
Yeah, so our Hookie programs, we have an amazing volunteer opportunity known as Hookie. Hookie in Hawaiian meaning to pull or to remove, which refers to the physical, pulling or removing of invasive species that are smothering our coral reefs out here in Mauna Lua Bay, but also across the state. And so we run volunteer events. We run dozens of them throughout the year in which the community can come and volunteer. These include school groups, businesses, and other types of organizations. And they come out and help us to restore some of those reef ecosystems by removing some of the invasive species that don't belong there.
Okay, so Doug, how can people get involved?
Go to we have a Hookie today, 9 a.m. at Kuli'o'o Beach Park. We have another one on the 22nd, but today specifically, go to malamamaunalua.org, learn about more things that are going on. You can go to our social media at malamamaunalua.org. And then finally, send us an email, volunteer@malamamaunalua.org.
Okay, thank you. Mahalo so much. Really appreciate all your help. And we will, of course, have all the information on our website, kitv.com.